We are making İçliköfte as Kibbeh you might know, but I'm gonna show you the easiest way to make. We're gonna use the same ingredients as we make the İçliköfte, but the shaping is gonna be very fun and easy. We are going to make a thin layer with the bulgur mixture, top it with the beautiful minced meat with spices and walnuts, then make another layer of bulgur and bake in the oven. It's gonna be delicious. I'm going to begin by making my minced meat stuffing, heating up some olive oil, about 4 or 5 tablespoons, and going to saute 250 grams of ground beef. Meanwhile, I'm going to dice 2 big size onions. After the minced meat halfway cooked, I'm adding the onions and going to continue to saute. I have 2 cups thin bulgur and 2 cups same amount hot water. I'm going to soak my bulgur, cover and let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. To my minced meat and onion mixture, I'm adding some butter, about 2 tablespoons, and teaspoon of each salt, black pepper, paprika, red pepper flakes. Adding big handful of chopped parsley from the freezer, you can add fresh, some more butter and chopped walnuts. And finally, I forgot to add again teaspoon of cumin, and my stuffing is ready. At the same time, I was baking sourdough bread and these cheese-filled pochas that I filmed as a short, so stay tuned. The bulgur soaked all the water. Now we're gonna add the other ingredients and going to knead. I have half cup semolina, 1 heaped tablespoon flour, 1 heaped tablespoon tomato paste, about teaspoon of each salt, black pepper, red pepper flakes and paprika again. Adding 1 egg and going to knead everything until it becomes a pliable paste. You can also knead by hand as how it is in traditional way, and you have to add more water if needed until it becomes a nice paste, not dry. And here again I forgot to add some cumin, and here it is. In total I added about close to half cup more water, but it can change depending on your bulgur. I'm using 9 by 13 inch heat-proof deep dish baking pan. Cutting my bulgur mixture into 2 halves. And the first half I'm gonna shape by my hand, pressing into my oiled pan. To prevent sticking, you can dip your hands from time to time into water and cover the bottom with the first half. Next, we're gonna add the filling. It smells really beautiful with all those spices. Next, I'm gonna shape the other half, but this time we're gonna use cling film to be able to roll out thinly and beautifully. After it is big enough to cover my minced meat filling, Carefully I'm taking out the stretch film. It was a bit smaller than it should be, so I had hard time from the sides, but it is really easy to transfer and shape, I can say. You can always make a patch, dip your hands into water and make an even shape. To be able to get an even shape, you have to cut before bake it. My oven is heated into 180 Celsius degree. I drizzled some olive oil and brushed with my hands and baked. In halfway I decided to add some butter also, so it doesn't dry out. Since we are not frying, it does need some oil, and continue to bake until it has nice golden color on top and bottom for about 40 minutes in total. Here it is, my friends, it's ready. Smells beautiful. I sprinkled some chopped parsley. Now I'm gonna serve myself, show you in detail and taste. You can serve it as a side dish as well as a main dish, along with some soup, salad and cold ayran, which is diluted yogurt drink. Okay, now it's time to try it. The bulgur mixture is baked well. The filling is very spicy. I added a bit too much, but it is still delicious. Lighter than the frying method. So easy to make, really, to shape. And it is almost the same taste as the traditional İçliköfte. What do you think, Zeynep? You like? She's on the back tasting too, and she liked it. If you want, you can use the same recipe to make the traditional İçliköfte, but I'm gonna hopefully share in another episode with different methods you can make the classic shape and the other methods. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Afiyet olsun.